Holy moly. Power Rangers magazines, hey? I remember when the best that they came with was a door hanger. These days, the free toy accessories kind of included into the price have got much better for that age group. But for those of us that have grown up with the show and are now rightly or wrongly in charge of their own finances, the stakes have just been raised by a partwork publisher in France. Judging by my Instagram inbox, this was new news to many of you, but I do need to credit and acknowledge these people. They were the ones where I first found out about it from. So give them a follow or go on Ranger Board if you've never been on there. Yeah, I don't know if we were supposed to find out about this, it being a worldwide exclusive to France, but the fact that it seemed to go around Power Ranger Scapes on the day of the announcement was a very nice unifying event. What am I talking about? What is all this? Well, this is a new Power Rangers magazine partwork where you can build the Megazord, the Dino Megazord. These are the details. So altaya, probably a French company which I'm mispronouncing there, they're the ones behind it. Hasbro is the other main logo on this, but there's an interesting absence of like other toy companies, and I think the look of this thing has definitely been inspired by something that we're more than familiar with. Now I should mention this is Google translating this from the original French, so beware some possible inaccuracies. So exclusively worldwide, the publisher Altaya is now offering us an exceptional product only available in France. That's a shame. Week after week, you can already find in some shops the number one of the Power Rangers collection to build the famous Megazord of the series. In the end, after 2 years and 5 months of collecting, this sublime robot will measure 60 centimeters and will be composed mainly of metal and ABS plastic. Wow. So, 3 big points there, probably the 3 most important. 2 years, 5 months to put this thing together. So I worked this out, that's the equivalent of when I got my Soul of Chogokin Dragonzord. That's how long ago I bought that. So if you imagine that instead of getting the full complete Dragonzord on that day, if I just got one piece of it out of 120, and that I still wouldn't have completed the entire thing. 60 centimeters, I'm assuming in height. This guy is about, what would you say, 24, 25? So more than double what the Soul of Chogokin is. And the Soul of Chogokin, I think, represents a normal height for a Megazord, so this is very impressive. And composed mainly of metal and ABS plastic, again, very similar to Soul of Chogokin, I'd say. I don't know if there's more that they would make metal, but you never know. It will be able, as in the series, to separate into 5 distinct Zords, which will all contain LED lights which can be activated by a remote control. Each issue will also contain a 16-page booklet on the universe of the series. Yeah, that's something that Soul of Chogokin didn't have. I think we can definitely imagine it being the eye pieces of all the Zords, and especially the Megazord mode. That's impressive because somehow they've made space in these things for a battery compartment. After an interview with Altaya, we learn that this is a test collection that has started in only 6 regions of France. If enough issues are sold commercially, all issues will be published on newsstands or regular outlets, but Altaya undertakes to deliver all 120 issues over 2 years and 5 months to those who subscribe. In total, this robot will cost €1,356. There's a lot of numbers in that paragraph and none of them are good. Yeah, we definitely can't blame the translation for any issues there. So to subscribe, you'll need to call Altaya on this French number. Number 1, issue 1 will cost €1. Number 2 will cost €4.99, and from number 3 onwards, they will cost €10.99. If you choose to subscribe, it will cost, 65 cents more per number for the shipping costs each month. But number 3 will be free. Wait, so does that mean 65 cents per issue, per numbered issue, or per package? If it's per issue, that's nearly like another €100 that they're not really disclosing. Here is the detail of the packages for the first year for those who have subscribed. Package 1, you get issue 1 and issue 2. Package 2, you get issue 3, 4, 5. Package 3, you get issue 6, 7, 8, and 3 posters. Interesting. Package 4, you get issues 9, 10, 11, 12. Package 5, you get issues 13, 14, 15, 16. Package 6, you get issues 17, 18, 19, 20, and 1 collector's t-shirts. Sizes not available. I'm guessing they mean at this time. To be confirmed, basically. Package 7, you get issues 21, 22, 23, 24, and a Bluetooth speaker bearing the image of the Red Ranger helmet or the head of the Megazord, not confirmed, only available to those who have chosen automatic payment during their subscription. Okay, so this is kind of cool. I assume this isn't something that exists at the moment, and it sounds like they are trying to decide whether it needs to be a Power Ranger or a Megazord head. I'm guessing it'll be a Power Ranger head because it'll be cheaper than needing to do a Megazord with 3 horns on. Package 8, you get issue 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30 and an external battery for your smartphone. Package 9, you get issues 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 and a free binder to store the booklets. Now these are 16-page booklets at a time, so yeah, you probably will want something just to house them in. Package 10, you get issues 37, 38, 39, 40, 41 and 42. And package 11, you get number 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48 and a collector's backpack. For all fans of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or butchered that. For all fans of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or Kyoru. For all fans of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or Zoo Ranger, don't miss out on this Sublime collection. I love that they keep using the word Sublime. Before it's gone or it is stopped due to the little craze. What does that mean? Stopped? Why? Due to the little craze? What does that mean? Does that mean if it doesn't sell well, it'll just quit midway and you'll end up with half a Megazord? Or do they mean you might miss out because people will snap them up? Update: after a second interview with Altaya, we were told that the number of calls exploded this afternoon to pre-order, and thanks to the enthusiasm that this caused, the collection is indeed formalised. It will therefore be available throughout France from April. Orders will also be open on their site if you cannot come to the kiosks. Wow. Then we get these incredible photos, and you see issue 1, you get some pieces that look to be the head of the Megazord. Now everyone seems to be saying the same thing here. This is the Soul of Chogokin Megazord. Is it? Well, it doesn't actually seem to say Bandai or Tamashii Nations anywhere on the branding, but then Soul of Chogokin Megazord was sold in one box, one time, for about $300. This is basically 4 times the price, double the height, and it has lights and a remote, and you have to buy it in 120 separate sets. This is crazy. It takes like the extreme of mini Pla being all separate pieces, but then blows it up into like Maximo Pla. So I'm assuming everyone's seen these kind of part works before. I've definitely been tempted by 1 or 2, Terminator being a good example. I did buy issue 1 of that. I think you could create a whole T800 Terminator. Issue 1 of course came with some light up eyes, nice prominent feature. They're doing similar with the Megazord. Another part work that I did get sucked into was the Batman Automobilia series, but I managed to keep that to just the film releases and the animated series because I wanted an even amount. That went on for hundreds of issues and was like separate cars, so some people do actually have these complete collections of every Batmobile featured in every media form of Batman. That was a little overkill for me. Also, the amount of space that you'd need to display them all. Like, I just wanted to keep a set theme. Whereas these part works, where you're literally building one model, are kind of cool. I know on Ranger Board people reference making a DeLorean, which, although not car size, was actually a really big car. So yeah, there's been a lot of these targeted at our age group where they're trying to siphon off some disposable income, similar to a way a monthly subscription might. And D'Agostini, which is the UK publisher of many of these serialised part works, you can pretty much put together anything that you're interested in from childhood. Power Rangers had so far not been privy to this, so it's really exciting that we're finally getting something. Looking at those images, I do think this is based on Soul of Chogokin. I can't think of another Megazord where we've seen this much detail on Megazord, where you can clearly twist the heads of the Triceratops and the Saber-tooth Tiger. You've got that detailed power sword with the gold on it, as well as the black. The Pterodactyl has that distinct shape and the sizing of the pattern on there. I used to call it the diamond pattern. I suppose you could also call it dinosaur teeth. And then of course the posed Zords look just like the Soul of Chogokin counterparts as well, including the spikier pterodactyl wings. You have to muse on how is this even possible for them to reuse the Soul of Chogokin's design? Have they paid like a licensing fee just to reverse engineer it and blow it up to double the scale? I guess it's because it's not being sold in the exact same way, so it doesn't technically compete. Also, Soul of Chogokin, I don't think you can even buy Megazord new anymore. So this requires 120 purchases plus some construction on your part. It's not the same as buying the fully formed thing with a box. I do wonder if in a future package they'll give you a display case of some kind to house the Megazord in as well. Probably for an additional charge. LED lights really make a difference. They certainly did to my Lego Friends Central Perk set. So yeah, I think this will look really good, especially at that sizing scale. For now, I think I need to wait. The only way I'd be able to get this is if somehow news agents in the UK could import it, which I doubt, or buying it through a reseller like eBay, which naturally would end up costing me even more. Also, the construction instructions and each 16-page magazine will all be in French, so that's not massively helpful to me. Admittedly, there are apps that you can like hold up and it'll translate it live for you, but it's not really the same, especially if I'm to live in the hope that this will just get translated for English audiences at some point anyway. So it starts April 2021 and takes 120 issues to complete. So what are we looking at, like late 2023, like October, November? Technically right now it's all hypothetical to most of the world. I think they are scoping out how much interest there is in this thing. And the website page here on Hero Shock does seem to imply that there's been an awful lot of interest on the first day. So that bodes well. Whether they can sustain that for 2.5 years, we'll have to keep an eye on it. I'm feeling a great amount of conflict about this. I really want it, but also I feel like it's just far too expensive. But when has that stopped me before? Also curious as to whether if we just wait, will this ever be available to buy as a completed model, maybe like with its own normal box, with no construction required? I don't know how far down the road that would be though. Would we have to wait for Altaya's French licensing over the model to expire? Would they have to sell it on to another manufacturer, maybe sell it back to Hasbro? Is that even possible? So that they can release it as their own release? Would Hasbro even be interested in that? So many questions, just so many questions about this thing. A lot of excitement because it is something we were not expecting. I've said time and again that despite my flaws with it, Soul of Chogokin is the best Megazord release we've ever had, so I'm not surprised that that's the one that they base this on. I imagine if it was just a double-sized Legacy Megazord, people wouldn't be quite so excited to drop money on it. Yes, though, it would have been cool if they'd managed to bring their own take on it and somehow go even further than the Soul of Chogokin, but really, honestly, how is that even possible? They've added lights, really, what more can you do? Guys, what do you think? Is it a good or a bad idea? Do you want it? If it appeared on your newsstand, would you quite happily give them automatic rights to withdraw money from your bank account every month for 2.5 years? Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this brief interruption to my Lightspeed Rescue Zord review. Super Train is of course coming next. Follow me on Instagram at powerrangergram. Subscribe here if you haven't already. Thanks very much guys. See you later.